Some more information about Kenneth Square. Now, Kenneth Square during this time was very small. It was a crossroads community. What that basically meant was that Kenneth Square was a town on the Baltimore Pike. It was very most likely farmers, and basically they took their wagons back and forth through this area. So it was a farming community, and this was the center of operations for the farmers. A couple of these structures behind me survive. They're very rare in Kenneth Square. You don't see too many of them. Behind me, this would have been here during the battle. Probably most likely an officer's quarters. Officers stayed in Kenneth Square. It's a very small little area. Enlisted men would have stayed probably most likely to the south. There's a gully, and you can see where basically 14,000 to 10,000 individuals would have camped. Now, there was a lot of activity in this area before the battle. They knew it was coming. The men were cleaning their weapons. They were basically also raiding for provisions, stocking their wagons, because they knew that Washington was stationed and he was ready for a fight. Now, during this time, the British had a lot of information from the locals. There was a lot of loyalists to the crown. Now, these people would inform Cornwallis or Howe about the movements of the American army and where they were. Now, we didn't like loyalists. Loyalists were bad people. There was a lot of people that didn't like the British in the area. Quakers didn't really care either way. They were very passive. They didn't care. They didn't want to be loyalists. They just wanted to be farmers. Some people were more revolutionary. They wanted the British out. They wanted them gone. So they did whatever they had to do to get the Americans, more information so that they can inform Washington's army about the movements of Howe, Cornwallis, in this general area. Now, there's a couple of places where these happened. This was most likely in taverns, were the local meeting places of the area at the time in the communities. The tavern was a social place where people could get information about the community. They could get information about individuals. They knew who were loyalists. A lot of these taverns served as messenger points from the battle during this time. A lot of information went back and forth through both armies, through taverns. Most likely this is a house. This was probably a farm at one time, this area outside of Kenneth Square. It's about 500 yards from the center of town. It's a colonial structure. And like I said, it was most likely a headquarters during the battle.